Let me show you how to create a waffle chart in Microsoft Excel. This idea was mainly inspired by a visual I came across on McKinsey, and I thought it would be fun to replicate it in Excel using bar charts and shapes. Let's dive in. I've prepared the dataset, so feel free to follow along. The first thing we're going to do is break down the percentage of respondents into units of 10. So for 29%, that'll be 10, 10, and 9. For 30%, that'll be 3 sets of 10. For 15%, that'll be 10 and 5. For 8%, that'll be 8, and so on. Next, we want to end up with a bar chart with 10 bars, each running from 0 to 10. I'll use the sequence formula to create a row of tens. If your Excel version doesn't support the sequence formula, feel free to hardcode the values. Once we have our row of tens, highlight them, navigate to Insert, and select a bar chart. We are going to format this by taking out the chart title. We'll take out the grid lines. We will get rid of the y-axis. In the meantime, we're going to preserve the x-axis. Click on the bars, hold down Ctrl and 1 to bring out the format options, and change the gap width to 0%. To create the waffle pieces, navigate to Insert, Shapes, select the flowchart connector, hold down Shift and drag out to create the shape. Holding down Shift ensures that your shape is perfectly symmetrical in terms of height and width. Now head over to the shape format, change the shape fill to white, that is 15% darker, and change the shape outline to white. Now copy the shape and paste it onto the bar chart. To change the appearance of the shape, head over to the format pane on the right side of your screen, select the paint bucket, go to fill, and under the picture source settings, select stack and scale width. Now let's create the colored sections representing our percentages, starting with 29%. Copy the units of 10 that we created earlier. Paste these into the chart. To fix the appearance, click on the x-axis. Head over to the axis options. Set the minimum value to 0 and the maximum value to 10. Now click on the bar and set the series overlap to 100%. Duplicate the flowchart connector. Select the shape format option. Change the shape fill to a blue color or any color of your choice. I will go with a darker shade. Copy the shape and paste it onto the colored bars. Again, go back to the fill and line. Under the fill option, select stack and scale width. Now you can delete the x-axis. Let's clean this up by changing the size under the format option. Change the height to 6 and the width to 6. In the format pane on the right side of your screen, select size and properties option. Click on size and lock aspect ratio. That way, when you change the size of the shape, you have equal dimensions in height and width. Let's clean this up by heading back to the format options. Change the shape outline to no outline. This will give us a clean looking visual. Now that we have our first waffle chart in place, let's copy paste. Click on the colored section and change the data source to the second units of 10. Again, copy the shape, paste it into the colored bars, head over to the paint bucket and select stack and scale width. Let us repeat this process for the rest of the charts. Select the charts that we've just created. Go to the shape format menu, select align and align bottom. Go back to the align menu and select distribute horizontally. I'll create more space in between these charts by manually dragging out some of these charts. I'll go back to the shape format menu and distribute horizontally. Let's drag these charts to the bottom of the screen to create space for the rest of the elements. To insert the growth narrative action, click Insert, Shapes, select the text box, draw it under the first chart. With the cursor blinking inside the text box, go into the formula bar, type in the equal sign, and select the first cell with the growth narrative action. Press Enter. Repeat this process for the rest of the Waffle charts. Use the same approach to insert your data labels. Be sure to increase the font size to make them readable. To clean this up, let us select the data label, Waffle chart, and growth narrative action. Go to Shape Format menu, Align, Align Center. Repeat this process for the rest of the Waffle charts. Let's add separating lines to enhance the design of the visual by going to Insert, Shapes, Straight Line. Holding down Shift, draw out your line so that it is straight. Change the shape outline to white with 15% darkness. Press Ctrl D to duplicate that and drag it in between the waffle chart that indicates 30 and 15%. Now repeat this process for the rest of the charts. Be sure to select the lines just to align them using the Shape Format menu. Align them to the top or the bottom and distribute them horizontally. We are almost there. Insert the explanatory title. Finally, select the explanatory title. Go to the Shape Format menu. Selection pane. Click on any item and press Ctrl and A. Holding down Ctrl, deselect the flowchart connectors. Go back to the Shape Format menu and Group. This allows you to consolidate all the elements into one visual so that you can easily copy and paste it into any program of your choice. And there you have it.